Okay.
And I mean, of course, as you probably know, like all the clinical trials, that's the reason why they are all doing the trials in combination with a checkpoint and not as a single agent.
Okay. What do you think the key drivers of IDO inhibitor use in the clinic will be?
So the key drive, so you mean like in all tumors or like what?
Well,
So,
I can ask you which ones do you think they would be most viable in? That's another question that I have.
yeah, so, one of the challenges with IDO inhibitors in particular, but like this is more relevant for like any immunotherapy biomarkers, is trying to select, the right patients for like these kind of combination approach would be extremely difficult. And it's more complex for IDO because, as I said, IDO is actually an enzyme. It's not a receptor or a ligand. So the challenges with actually developing a biomarker assay to detect IDO is actually very, very hard. In fact, we spent like nearly a year in the lab just to kind of develop assays, antibody assays to kind of detect IDO in tissue. And all those antibodies or biomarker assays have been, pretty hard to kind of standardize. And part of the problem is that it's an enzyme and it has a very short half-life. And to detect something that's very very fleeting, it's expressed by the tumor, that's taken up by the tumor, the T cells. The T cells differentiate into regulatory T cells, and there's no enzyme. So, to be able to develop, sorry.
So that was the question. So are you aware of any? So far, is what you're saying there aren't any key biomarkers for the IDO pathway?
Correct.
Okay.
So it's going to be very challenging, and for the reasons that we've tried and failed. And I mean that doesn't mean that everyone else in the world is going to fail. But so essentially, what I'm trying to say is like the enzyme, especially this is true across it's very hard to kind of have a assay that's reproducible and which should be easy to standardize in various labs.
Okay. So that could that be a barrier to use, do you think, of IDO inhibitors? Or not? Oops. Hello? 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 Did I lose you? Hello? 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 Hello?
Oh, hi. Hello.
Hi. Oh, good. You're back.
Sorry, I'm not sure what happened.
I don't know what happened, but I kind of thought you might get dialed back in, so I hung out on the line.
I don't know what you heard.
Good. We will continue onward then. So
I don't know where you heard.
We were talking about IDOs and that there's no biomarker. And my question was, is that going to? Do you think that will be? How much do you feel that will be a barrier to use when it gets into the clinic?
I think it's going to be a huge barrier. I mean, for a couple of reasons. IDO pathways, I mean, clearly it's a very important pathway that actually mediates primary and also acquired resistance. That is like patients not responding to immune checkpoint inhibitor, like one of the PD-1 inhibitors. Also, like when they respond, they progress, and it's mediated by IDO. So, but however, the challenge is it's not the only pathway that kind of does that, and it's only in a small, probably maybe like I mean, again, this is just a